was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
This program has been brought to you by China. Yes, China. Your friendly communist neighbors. We own all of your shit now, including your government.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back. I'm Bad Yo Black. Let's go. Holy shit. We're talking Lethal Weapon this morning because we want to talk about good movies that we enjoy that kind of got that 80s edge. But yeah, you know what? I watched this again for the umpteenth time and I went, Riggs is a little edgy in this first movie. He's got a little bit of edge, doesn't he? What is up, Mahogany? What is up with a $2 super chat? And it's a Shiba Emu doing its little thing, shaking its little butt, farting hearts for the whole chat to see. Thank you so much, Mahogany, brother, for the $2 super sticker. The Shiba
Oh,
Emu.
my God.
Oh, my God.
Good thing he didn't send us a little slip of the fingers again. Oh, you know. Don't pretend you don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And there's our first bit of a slip of the fingers.
Everyone's so rare.
The hell is that?
What the hell?
The lights are flashing bright. Turn it up all night.
Oh no.
Sparta's at it again. Now he's
I
got
hear
Sparta wanting him.
I hear auto tune.
Jesus. Everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what woman it is. It doesn't matter what chat it is. Marketing shows up and panties starts to drop. Holy crap. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Hopefully you are doing well. Good morning. And good morning to you.
Good morning,
angry
hero.
looking son of a bitch.
And he's leaving me hanging. All right, we're back. We're bad. I'm black. You're mad. Apparently, I'm the black one today.
Well, you're yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't tell her how to do it, but this is, of course, from Heiress of Chaos. And holy shit, did she do a great job? Except you're Murtaugh. I just said, you know, look at the lethal original lethal. She goes, "What do you want?" I said, "Look at the original Lethal Weapon, you know, cover art and posters, and throw us a thumbnail for the morning." And she was like, "Well, which one?" I said, "Well, the first one, because we're going to talk about the first one today." So,
yeah. So,
good morning to everybody. Good morning, everybody. What is up? We've got, I saw her earlier. Where is she? I know she said, yes, welcome back, Zero, the lady, Arwen Avalon.
Good morning, Arwen. I don't know where the hell you've been. It's been like 3 weeks already, girl. That's okay. Okay, so if you don't know Arwen, Loki asked if I'm able to do Mondays since he's bringing it back for a time. I said, yes, I can still do Mondays. Mondays are open. Fridays are still out because my schedule is screwed probably for the summer, but I will be back with the Friday crew. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So like we say every week now, enjoy Monday mornings while you can. We're here for a short time and a good time.
What is Loki drinking this morning? It is just like a herbal tea thing with low caffeine because, yeah, I'm not supposed to.
Is it Vulcan spice tea?
No, it's not Vulcan spice tea. If I was, I would have been teabagging you right at the beginning of the show.
You would have been
doing this.
Just doing the live long and prosper. Oh my God. All right. So before we get into anything,
hold on 1 second. Okay. Give me 1 second because I gotta give something to Makani because he sent in a $2 super sticker. And guys, I'm gonna try to send you over there. I've been trying to do that. YouTube's been dumb. But this one is from Makani. Thank you so very much, brother, for the $2 super sticker. This one is just for you, Skull and a tuck and roll.
Flawless victory.
No, that's Mortal Kombat. This is
I know. Oh yeah, because tell me there wasn't a Mortal Kombat soundbite in that clip, was there? I heard it.
Gum Bunny's asking is Zero a Packers fan? Oh,
yeah,
he likes hacking, all right.
Yeah, I am. What do you got? Bring it. Tell me something I haven't already heard 8 billion times already.
Damn
Come on.
cheeseheads.
Damn right. All right. So before we get into anything, I know I asked this once a few years ago. Here is Valhalla's pop quiz of the day. And it goes with our theme. What is the name of the Murtaugh family household cat?
Mr. Jingles.
No.
I thought Mr. Jingles ain't gonna like this.
No. Not even close.
It's Mr. though, right? It's a Mr. something.
Nope. One word. I'm not saying we have to sit here until someone gets it right. So
I could have swore it was Mr. Jingles.
Nope.
Murtaugh family cat.
15 people are probably Googling it right now. Woo, that's all right.
Mr. Jingles ain't gonna like this.
No, it sounds right, but it's not. Homer Bartholomew Snodgrass.
Burbank.
Well,
Burbank.
There we go. It's
Burbank
Burbank.
the cat. That's what he says. Burbank the
Congratulations.
cat ain't gonna like this.
All right. All right.
Burbank, Burbank, Burbank. Oh shit. I'm getting too old for this shit.
Go spit, Riggs.
What was Mr. Jingles?
Mr. Jingles
I
was
just oh no, that was the cat in Farscape. That was that's why I'm thinking about that, because I watched Terra Firma the other night. That's why I'm thinking about that, because Crichton's like, Mr. Jingles went up the flue and he barbecued Mr. Jingles.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And the memes are flying this morning already.
Bartholomew Snodgrass.
Woo. Oh my goodness.
What was the name? What was the last name of the teacher that sent in a script for Star Trek, The Next Generation, and got picked up as a regular writer? She's one of the only people that did this. Well, she's one of the only people that were successful. A whole bunch of people sent in scripts, but she was one of the only people that were successful. What is the last name of the teacher that sent in a script for TNG and was actually picked up as a writer for the show? I'll give you a hint. She wrote Measure of a Man.
Yeah, we're going back a ways. If I saw the credit roll, I could probably pick it out, but off the top of my head, it's not coming to me. But maybe
Snodgrass. Snodgrass. Vance is right there in chat. Snodgrass. I gave you a hint and everything. Right. That was a layup.
And I missed it. I can make a 3-pointer, but I can't do a goddamn layup. Son bitch.
Okay, let's talk about Lethal Weapon. Shane Black, writer Shane Black, director Richard Donner, producers Joel Silver, it's got Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Gary Busey as Mr. Joshua. Mr. Joshua. And he's like, looking at that motherfucker. If you ever watch that scene when he's like warming up his arm and he's looking at that guy like, bitch, do you know what I'm about to do just to prove that I'm the real shit? And even after that, when he's like, go see Tonto to get whatever the Chinese guy's name is. Yes, sir.
I love that little look he's given when you just hear it sizzling like a piece of beef, and he just gives that little look and he shows the little bit of teeth like a squirrel where he's just like it was awesome. I think, oh great, Gary Busey's in this movie. What's he gonna do? Give them all motorcycle lessons or something? But oh man. I do want to. Where did you
get him? Psychos are us.
You wish to make a purchase? Yes. Jesus Christ, yes.
Yes, Keely Chow. What's up, Melinda M. Snodgrass? Yes.
Right,
thank you, sir.
There we go. This groovy mystery is all but wrapped up.
That's right.
I do want to say this, since Christmas season is only half a year away now. I think Lethal Weapon is actually a really good, often overlooked Christmas movie.
Didn't it come out in the summer though?
It probably
right? March. Okay, so it came out in March. It came out on March 6th, 1987, and it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a Christmas movie, no matter what anybody wants to say. They've got Christmas decorations rolled up. The ending of the movie, they're standing outside Roger's house. It's Christmas. It's, you want to come in for Christmas, Riggs? And that's not even the original ending of the movie. They changed the ending of the movie because they were like, we have to make another one of these. The studio was like, listen here, Shane Black and Richard Donner, you're going to change the ending of the movie because we want to make more of these movies. So the suits saw the movie and were like, shit, we can't let it in like that. We got to make another movie, which often happens today because idiots in corporate. But this was a good call. This was the right call. Let's make another movie.
Yeah. It's also funny. I didn't know Chef was actually one of the suits at the studio. Well, damn, children, we better make another movie. How much do you think the budget for this is going to be? About $350, right?
Around $350.
It's funny, because as soon as you mentioned it, I kept thinking, isn't it weird how the suits nowadays keep pushing these things, even though they're crap, you know. But back then, they had the eye to be able to see. You know what? We got something here. Maybe we should do another one of these. Do you think you can creatively write up a sequel, a new story, something to go off of? Oh yeah, we could do that, no problem. Nowadays we just get crap. But
what was Riggs' dog's name?
Ooh, okay. So the first one's name was what? Max? Was it Max? I'm probably wrong. I don't remember. Because I do remember Riggs yelling at him a few times.
Yeah, that was in 2. I don't think you hear his name in the first movie.
The second dog
just calls him a friend. He's like,
yeah.
Can I bring a friend? And Murtaugh's like, sure. And he's like,
yeah.
Oh, that's when you hear Burbank the cat ain't gonna like this.
Burbank the cat ain't gonna like this.
Burbank. Meow. Shit's breaking. The Christmas trees falling down, and Murtaugh's like, I'm too old for this shit. I was only 3 days from retirement. No, that's the third movie.
Yeah. Sam. Thank you, Gun Bunny. Dog's name was Sam. That's right.
Dog's name was Sam.
Why was I thinking Max? Probably the Terminator 2 dog. Maybe. Yeah, the dog's
name
was
Sam. What's wrong with Wolfie? I can hear him barking. Your foster parents are dead. You know what's funny? We remember all this crazy shit from all these movies back in the 80s and 90s. I can't tell you what some dumb bastard said in the movie, in any of the movies I've seen over the last like couple of years. I can't tell you new movies. I couldn't quote shit. Well, I mean, you know what, people, I've been getting my balls busted because I enjoyed Superman for what it was. I don't think it's a great movie. I don't think it's the best Superman movie. I just said I enjoyed it for what it was. I walked out of the theater and I felt like, okay, money well spent. We had a good night out. We had a decent time watching the movie. It was enjoyable, right? I gave it a 7, I think. I can't quote you shit from that movie. I can't, and I won't be able to ever, because I'm probably never going to watch it again. It was a good watch. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I watched it, but there's so little that's rewatchable like this. So here we go. My parents had the VHS copy of 1, 2, 3. I watched 2 first. That was my intro to Lethal Weapon, was Lethal Weapon 2. Free South Africa, you dumb son of a bitch. Right? And I was like, okay, did his wife get killed in the first movie? Am I missing something? And then you go back and watch the first movie and you kind of figure out what happened. But the second movie is, in a way, connected very much to the first movie, because we're getting the aftermath of shit that gets talked about in 7 or in 2. So anyway, they had all 3 movies. I bought like some super box set and got the director's cut. I remember my dad making fun of me because I did like 3 payments of $39.99 because I was up,
it's like one of those 3 a.m. infomercials.
Yeah, one of those 3 a.m. We're going to give you the director's cut of Lethal Weapon 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to include this special behind the scenes video, absolutely free 4-piece box set, holographic lithograph, Lethal Weapon cover. It was really cool, but VHS. So I do not go back to the theatrical versions. Why? Because you get more. You get more in the director's cut of Lethal Weapon. You get more of Riggs. You get more of his story. You get more of his I don't know, his struggle just to wake up in the morning and take a breath and go to work. And there's that thing that he tells Murtaugh. He's like, you know what keeps me going? You know what keeps me from putting a bullet in my mouth is the job.
Doing
the job.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to hear shit like, I think I'm an 80s man, Roger. What do you mean? I was lying in bed crying last night. So I was by myself. That's why I was lying in bed crying last night. And you're like, wow, sensitive 80s guys. And we've got these sensitive 2020 guys that are looking rainbow fucking doodads and acting a fool, Riggs.
Acting a fool. Well, the sensitive ones these days, they're sensitive for all the wrong reasons. They're sensitive because they think they're entitled to it. You know, I mean, everybody is allowed to have their own emotions. I'm not going to argue that. But you know
T
what?
didn't
If
have one.
T didn't have one, I don't remember. But yeah,
Well, he didn't have one. Okay. Okay. The reason why she couldn't remember the name of the Rottweiler is because he didn't have one. Yeah, because he gets the Rottweiler in 3. And we're gonna get to those movies. We will get to those movies in the future.
Somewhere down the line. Next week. Tune in next week.
Tune in next week for Lethal Weapon 2.
Oh my God. Yes. I mean, you know, I remember the first time. I don't remember what order I saw them in initially. I might have actually seen 3 first because my parents probably rented it on VHS when it came out. But by the time I came around, and you know, started to watch them on my own when I bought them myself, I watched them in sequential order. So I mean, anything I remembered before that, it was already gone. So I mean, you know, the first one, I mean, everybody loves Riggs, everybody loves Murtaugh, everybody just loves everybody. They were all getting along. It was great. And
look at the hold on one second. Look at the father dynamic with Murtaugh, though. That is something you do not see today. Family man. Takes care of his family. His wife is a stay-at-home mom. She's cooking, you know, a brown roast-like substance.
Yeah.
Loves his kids, will do anything for his kids except for let him smoke pot and do drugs. Thank you so much for being a good dad, Murtaugh. You don't get that family dynamic in anything anymore. And that's sad as shit because it's something that because of Murtaugh and because of his family and because of how they do things and everything, that lights a light in Riggs. That is a light that's like, he's like, holy shit, you know, the family thing and
the
instead
family
of
that he couldn't have.
The family he couldn't have. Well, and you might be going, well, Loki, why couldn't Riggs have a family? Because his wife was killed. And you don't know that. You think it was an accident. You get this explanation later that, oh, well, I was working late, I was busy doing stuff, and it was always the job, and then she's gone. Well, come to find out that because of his job, he was targeted by these individuals that didn't want him, you know, the Free South Africa guys. We'll get to them.
We'll get to them. Yeah.
You know, his wife gets killed.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because you know we didn't get that explanation until the second film when you saw their relationship grow. I mean, Riggs was basically a part of the family by them. He's over there, you know, helping the wife cook dinner. He's waking Raj up in bed with the coffee cup. You know, come on, Raj.
She's doing his laundry. She's doing Riggs' laundry. I left laundry on the washer, and she's like, you know, she's happy to do it. Why? Because he's like, you know, he's like Murtaugh's brother. That he's family.
Yeah.
So and it goes back to that partner thing, the cop partner thing, the buddy cop partner thing, where you know that was you don't get any of that anymore.
No,
you really don't. And you might be like, but Loki, what about the Lethal Weapon series? The Lethal Weapon series sucked balls.
I didn't even watch it because even back then, you know, and I know that series is going back several years now, but even back then I was like, no, there's no way you can do it. You know, try as they might, they can go in with the best of intentions, but there's no way you're going to capture that lightning in a bottle twice, you know? And I mean, you know, that would be, it's a good setting. It's a good setting to build a series on. It's like, you know, they're cops, you know, a new case all the time. That's cool in theory. But you know, when you take the whole reputation and the love and respect that people have for the Lethal Weapon series, obviously it's just not going to be the same. You could give it a fair shot and say it's decent, or, you know, you could be like Loki and say it sucked balls. Why? Because it's a very difficult expectation to live up to. You should probably just leave well enough alone. And that's why I never watched it. I was like, nah. Can't do it. There's only one Riggs. There's only one Murtaugh. No.
You can't replace them. No matter how bad Hollywood wants to, you cannot replace Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. period. I'm sure they're like, oh well, Danny Glover, blah blah blah. Oh, he hates the orange man, so he's great. And the other one embraces the orange man, so he's horrible. They're so stupid. Hollywood is so stupid. They don't see a good thing when they have it. And if they were smart, they would have done Old Man Max with Mel Gibson. They would have brought this back with Chris Rock, bring Chris Rock back, have him and have the grandkids being raised, and you bring Chris Rock back and you get him in trouble or something, and you get Murtaugh and Riggs coming out of retirement. I'm out of retirement. I'm only 5 years into retirement, and they could have done something badass. Yeah, back when everyone loved Mel. Instead, now they're like, oh my God, he believes in a God, which I think is the dumbest thing for them to go after Mel Gibson over was his faith. And that's exactly what they did. They went after Mel Gibson for his faith. They don't like people believing things that they don't want them to believe in Hollywood. And it's just another symptom of a system that is completely screwed up.
Yeah. The 80s. What better times they were. If they'd have called it anything else, well, I mean, and if you keep the same characters, if you keep the same everything, you're obviously going to know what it is. I don't know. It's a very fine line to walk down. I mean, you could have taken inspiration, like a lot of other series I'm sure have, and then just kind of done your own thing with it. But I think when you attach anything to a franchise like Lethal Weapon that's got a following, that has expectations, that has reputation, those are some mighty big shoes to fill. I don't know, man. But it's really interesting, because when I went back and watched the first one for the first time on my own, when I bought it on DVD years ago, you just get that one moment with Riggs at night when he's alone in his trailer and he's been drinking and he's crying and he's looking at the picture of his wife there. Also, fun fact, if you look at it, the wife's picture changes which frame it's in.
Yes. Well, he breaks it. That's because he breaks it. Okay, so in the scene where he does the thing where he's gonna off himself, at the end of that, when he's crying and he's looking at the picture, he's sitting there and he's just bawling. At the end of that, he tosses it. You hear it shatter. Yeah. So he broke the damn picture, and then later in the movie, it's on the other side. That's because he broke the damn frame, and he's always breaking something. He breaks the TV. He destroys the TV, and he's like, oh, "I'm sorry, I'll buy you another one." That wasn't Bugs Bunny. That was the guy trying to sell shit. That was one of the California salesmen in the 80s trying to sell shit. And he got pissed off and threw his beer through the front of the TV. And he apologizes to her and then says, I'll buy you a new one. And he brings home a new one. So he brings home another TV. It's
well, that's what happens when you're unhinged and you're damaged, and like I said, we don't get the full story of why. We know his wife is gone, obviously, but we don't get that story until the second film. But we know, you can see it right there in his face. The emotion is right there. He is hurting. He can't stand to be alone, especially when he's holding his gun in his hand and he's just feeling the weight of everything. And then, like he said, he can't do it because, the one thing that stops him is doing the job. Now, I think that if you look at it at face value, that could have a double meaning, like doing the job as in, actually self-deleting, and doing his job to serve and protect others, to uphold the law, to, make his world a better place. It's probably got some double meaning there, So, I mean, obviously very good reason stopping him from doing that. But, from that first moment, we get him by himself. It's like, man, this guy has an edge. He has a depth to him. And I honestly like the fact that we didn't really get told everything about why he's a broken man. They waited, Yeah, well, that was a really good call.
In one of the deleted scenes that's in the director's cut, he goes to her grave. And you find out her full name was Victoria Lynn Riggs. And he talks to her. I never could understand why they cut that out. I thought it was powerful. I thought that was something important. And apparently that was connected to the ending where he leaves. He leaves California. He leaves LA and leaves Murtaugh there. So Murtaugh stays, Riggs leaves to go on an adventure or whatever and find himself. But they cut that and they brought in the Christmas ending. So apparently that cemetery scene just got cut along with the original ending.
Yeah.
Which
nice of him to wait until the fourth movie to bring that up.
It was the first one. That's the first one. That's when they're playing Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock.
It's the
Can
opening
you tell me
shot.
Can you tell me who did the music? Who did the score for Lethal Weapon?
Are you asking me or Chet?
I'm asking you.
Eric
You
Clapton.
remember? Not just Eric Clapton. Yes.
Well, I just remember him getting. So Clapton probably would have been the headliner, but yeah.
So it was Eric Clapton and Michael Kamen. Why is Michael Kamen important? Because Michael Kamen has done a shitload of movies, the score for movies. He's one of those guys you never heard of, but also he's Lars Ulrich and James Hetfield's original music teacher. So, yeah, right. So, yeah. I mean, and if you look in any Metallica album, you're going to see Michael Kamen's name somewhere in more than half of those songs. Why? Because he's the one who wrote most of the music for Metallica. He'd write them something like Call of Cthulhu, and then they would go through and change a little bit of it and add a little bit of their style to it. But Michael Kamen is the one who wrote most of that music. So you had Michael Kamen and Eric Clapton doing the music. Absolutely badass. You know, you've got so many good music, especially at the end of 2. Holy shit, they couldn't have done better, you know. Walking on heaven's door.
That was great. We'll get to 2. I know we're itching. We're itching to just dive into everything.
You dumb son of a bitch.
And here we go. I'm gonna drop our first F-bomb. Let me tell you why. You want to know why? Okay. They fuck you at the drive-thru. Anyway. So I mean,
hey, Gun Bunny, I'm right there with you. I was born 1 year before you were, and I'm an end of the year baby. I was an end of the year baby in '79. I just barely squeaked into Generation X, and yeah. So I remember the Berlin Wall falling. I remember these movies, but I always remember watching Lethal Weapon 2. I didn't see Lethal Weapon 1 first. I saw Lethal Weapon 2 first, then I saw Lethal Weapon 3. Then finally, I got to go back and watch Lethal Weapon 1. And it's one of those weird things that I was like, okay, Pops has 2 and 3. So I'm sure he wants number 1. Let's get him number 1 for his birthday or whatever. And then once I got older, I was like, I'm getting the box set. God, that box set was like $120 plus shipping plus tax.
Yeah.
For 3 movies and a 30-minute making of documentary of how they remastered Lethal Weapon and put it back the way it should have been with the director's cuts and stuff. So
pretty wild. But wait, there's more. Order
there's
now
more.
The next 10 minutes, and we'll send you your very own replica Martin Riggs cocaine batch from the Christmas tree lot. I don't know. Can we still say that on the YouTube?
100,000, you dumb son of a bitch. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't have that kind of money, man. But I tell you what, I'll take the whole batch off of you for free, and you bitches can go to jail. Oh, that's not a real badge, and you're not a real cop.
This guy's crazy. I love that too. That was one of my favorite lines. Like, yeah, I'm a real cop. This is a real badge, and this is a real fucking gun. Because I mean, to go back to what you said about, you know, you saw the latest Superman. It was enjoyable. Probably never going to watch it again. Yeah, we can go back and we rewatch these, you know, like 80 bajillion times a year. Maybe it has something to do with our attention spans. Maybe we're getting older. We just don't care as much. But there's something to be said about the staying power that movies like these have, the generation they came from, and why people keep going back to them, because they're still so satisfying to this day. And it's very few, in my experience, it's very few and far between where you get that from pieces that come out this day and age.
It is. No, it is. And why were these so rewatchable? Well, Black was great writing this. You've got a great director. You've got great actors.
Yeah.
And they came together and put together that you believe in. And they are believable. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not Martisha Riggs. And you know what? You can say whatever you want, but like, she was 4 days from retirement and went on her monthly and went on a rampage because she's Martisha Riggs. Bitches, please. I've heard about the gender swap, that movie that they were going to do with a female Riggs and a female Murtaugh, and thank God they didn't do that, because I don't know. They've had this great joy with ruining good film. Hollywood has had this perverse pleasure in screwing shit up on purpose and making you not want to watch shit. They did it with Marvel. They've done it with countless other IPs, Star Wars, all this shit. And it's just like, I didn't watch the series because I didn't ever want to be like, oh. I saw clips of it and I was like, this is not good Lethal Weapon. Someone in the chat earlier, I don't know who you were. If you want to shout it out again, by all means. Said it would have been a good show if it wasn't called Lethal Weapon. Okay. But murdering Riggs because the actor that played him might have not been the nicest person. You guys are morons. I mean, all these studios doing all this stupid shit. I'm kind of glad they haven't touched this. I really am. Lots make sense. Cast and yes, and organized direction. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that was the great thing about it too. Because when you have characters, pardon me, when you have characters like Riggs and Murtaugh played by these amazing actors who know how to get into the roles, Beth seventh inning stretch. Oh yeah. And you see them grow, not just in the entire franchise, but all along that throughout that first movie, you see their relationship changing when they're in the car and Riggs finally gets Murtaugh to crack. And because Mel's just sitting there, he's like, do you want to tell me where we're going? And then suddenly something clicks in Murtaugh where he's like, you know what? Maybe this guy's all right. And he's like, oh, we gotta lead on a, blah, blah, blah. And then from there, it's like, they still have their turmoils and their ups and downs here and there.
Well, he goes to that damn cop psychologist who I can't remember the name of. She's in every single movie. She's constantly wanting to get Riggs in trouble and thrown off the force. He's in danger to everyone. And he calls her and he's like, so I should be worried, Doc? And she's like, oh, I would be, motherfucker. When he pops, you don't want to be, oh shit, I'm too old for this. 4 days to retirement.
It was great. Yeah.
And after that, they're on their way. He's like, we're going to here, you dumb son of a bitch. And and they start jibber jabbering and they start kind of, they're starting to feel each other out, and there's some smiling taking place, and maybe this guy isn't that bad after all. And then he goes to light up in his car and he's like, you ain't gonna light that up in my car, are you? Well, yeah, of course I am. I'm gonna smoke in your car, bitch. Burbank the cat ain't gonna like this. You don't like smoke. And
you want me to drive? No, I'm gonna drive.
How about this? I'll roll the window down. He's like, no, my lungs, man, my lungs.
See, that's the thing, because you can have even just even just complete throwaway dialogue in a car trip that has nothing to do with the plot whatsoever. Doesn't move the plot along, no, but it shows them having that natural chemistry together. And you can credit Danny Glover and Mel Gibson for having that right off the bat, even when their characters were supposed to look like they were at odds. That's how damn good they were, and that's how damn well they fit together too. And that's why they had staying power. That's why you believed in him. You cared for him. I mean, that scene when Riggs is in his trailer by himself, we already talked about it. But anyway, my thought on that was, you just look at the pain. Like, I know that's cliche, but you see it in his face and you hear it in his voice. Like, he's cracking. His voice is cracking. He's barely holding on, and you feel that. As a sympathetic guy, you feel that. And when he puts that, thing, can't say it on the YouTubes, when he puts it to his head, there's, I'm just thinking, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Cause you kind of get that moment where you tense up, like, don't do it, Riggs. Just don't. You've got an hour and a half left. You can't do that. But it's just another, little cherry on top of the Lethal Weapon Sunday. That's why it's so great, because from that first moment, you're just like, I dig this cast. Yep. I can work with this. This is great. These guys work great together.
See, and let me address something real quick. I'm going to add a little bit of a story to this, because God help me, I will never forget this. That is the most edgy punk ass shit in this movie, is that when he says that. When Riggs says that, okay, it's edgy. It makes me think of freaking the sparkly ass vampire from the vampire movies and some of the dumb shit. It's the only line in the whole movie that I hate. Why do I hate it so bad? I had a friend in high school that literally said that to me, and I put him on his ass. I knocked him on his fucking ass, and he was like, "What is that for?" And I was like, "You're not Riggs, bitch. You never will be." Right? Because I hated that line. I always hate him back. It works for me. And he blows the smoke out of his nose. He's being such an edgy little bitch in that scene. And that's the only scene where he's really being edgy. I feel absolutely terrible for Riggs. I feel he lost his wife because he was working too much and he was working too hard. And now the only thing that makes him feel better is working too much and doing the job. And he hate him back. It works for me.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that line. And Jedi Master, thank you so very much, brother, for keeping the lights burning bright. You and Machini this morning have kicked ass and taken names, and this one's just for you, brother. A little skull and tucking.
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
That's right. Take your hat off, boy. It's a dollar bill. Yes, Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, rock bell. The movie starts out with that.
Yep, that's the opening scene after the credit roll. But I mean, it's one of the traumatic things.
Christmas music.
That's one of the That's one of the traumatic things that you see with Riggs. Because he lost his wife, and he's okay with getting a partner. Like he's not. The only reason he gives Murtaugh attitude when they first get together is because he knows Murtaugh doesn't trust him. Murtaugh's kind of being a little snippy with him, like, I'm 3 days to retirement. I'm the experienced one, you dumb son of a bitch. But, Martin Riggs knows who he is. He knows he can whip some ass with his bare hands, but he's not using that to lord over Murtaugh. He's like, okay, yeah, all right, let's do this, And when you see that trauma in his face, I think that's why he pretty easily latched on with Murtaugh, because he saw him as an equal. He saw him as someone he can work with, so he doesn't have to be by himself, because you can see it from very early on. Riggs loves his job. He really does. He loves helping people. He loves being the savior, because He didn't get one to save him from becoming the broken one he is. And that's why he doesn't mind going a little bit to the extreme when he's, taking out a sniper with a room full of kids, or helping a guy off the roof or anything like that, because he's in action. He's doing
They
what
cut
he
that
needs
too.
to do.
They cut that too. That's only in the director's cut. But that's only in the director's cut when he gets the call at the beginning of the movie and they're like, we've got a guy shooting at kids. And he's like, I'll help our SWAT out. And they're like, we don't know. And he's like, all right, have fun, guys. And he turns around to walk away and they bring out this 9-year-old kid and who's been shot. And Riggs is like, how old is he? And he goes, 9 years old. He goes, 9 years old? And you can see him. You can see the fumes start to come off the top of his head. And he's like,
tell me something. How good of a shot is this guy?
How good is guy is?
Is he doing it at random? Or is
or is he picking his targets? He's like random. He's like, all right, I'm going to work, bitches.
And I just love it because he's down there, smoking his mouth, and he's just standing there, and the sniper's like, pew 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 pew, and he's like, I'm still here, asshole. Or do you only do kids? And then his cigarette's all crinkled up and shit by the end of it. But you see that. You see that in everything he does, and that's why he latches on to Murtaugh. So not necessarily easily, but he's willing to work with Murtaugh at first more than Murtaugh is willing to work with Riggs. Because
Murtaugh feels like I got stuck with this son of a bitch. I'm in the middle of an investigation. He is in the middle of the Huntsacker case, the Amanda Huntsacker case. Oh, baby, give me the number of Michael Huntsacker. Oh, his daughter just.
I want you to get her out of that. Get her out of that stuff that she was doing.
So, the two things I want to go over before we get out of here. Number one is the Michael Huntsacker case, and two is Gary Busey, who is an absolute vital part of the Michael Huntsacker case.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the case. Beginning of the movie, chick jumps off a building. She's obviously on something. She's like, I'm touching myself like Pedro Pascal has those guys touch him all over his face. She's doing her thing. Incredible rack, and then what a waste. And I remember you might be like, Loki, that's so cold-hearted. My dad's or my buddy's dad said that shit where we're sitting there. We were watching Lethal Weapon, and there she is, and he's like, perfectly good rack, ruined. And I'm like, holy shit! Did you just say that, right?
What a sensitive guy. Damn, be ashamed to let them titties go to waste. Oh my God.
So it's like, she lands on the car, destroys the rack. Not really, because she's laying there on top of the car like nothing happened. Yeah. She would be squashed, ladies and gentlemen. Blood would be everywhere, but they didn't do shit like that. The gore and you know what? You didn't have to. I'm not gonna bang her for that. But I'm just saying, she's just laying there. She's still got the perfect rack. Nothing was ruined because it's a movie, for God's sakes. But you get that, and then this whole thing unravels. This giant thing going all the way back to Vietnam, because of course they use Vietnam. Why wouldn't you use Vietnam to set up this? All these movies are like, Vietnam vet, Riggs is a vet, Murtaugh is a vet. And that's funny because they never really talk about Vietnam, either one of them. The closest you get is Murtaugh going, are you really that damn good? And yeah, and that's when he tells me, mile out, high wind, only 5 guys in the world could make the shot, and he did it because he's that damn good of a shot, and you believe him. Why do you believe him? Because there's a guy with a carbine rifle shooting at him, and Riggs is like ping, 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 ping with his 9mm Beretta.
That was a goddamn Beretta, goddamn classic. That was
and takes him out.
92.
It's a Beretta 92F, and he takes him freaking out. And the guy's got a rifle. The guy should have been like, bitch, if that would have been me, Riggs had been gone. It was just random firing. because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He thought, "Oh, I'll just get a rifle and just spray and pray." It doesn't work like that. So you've got Riggs coming into this investigation. He's on loan from Dope, which he never goes back to, because they don't want him back. Frankly, after the Christmas tree.
No. He kept sampling too much.
He kept sampling the product. United Titties College Fund, because a good rag is a terrible thing to waste. That's right. Shellback.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. So I really love the whole investigation. You have a real investigation going on. It's a cop movie, so of course you do.
Yep.
But these things that seem like they're completely separate all come together. It's all dealing with the same shit. And it's both of their fields. So you got homicide and you've got narc. You've got narcotics. So on some burnout on loan from Dope on the ragged edge. Some of the dialogue in this still to this day is like, some burnout bitch over from Dope on the ragged edge, trying to take down everybody with him. Oh, great. I'm 5 days from retirement. And let's talk about the fact that is one of the most I'm too old for this shit. They make fun of this. They'll make fun of this for the next 40 years. We're still making fun of it.
Yeah.
We're still making fun of it now.
How many times do people still say that? I mean, it's referenced all over the place, even little silly kind of forgotten ones, where you're having a moment at work and you're thinking about Riggs up on the rooftop and you're trying to talk yourself down like, oh, come on, my boss is watching me right now. But that's a key moment right there too. My boss is watching me. He knows Murtaugh's the experienced one, in his own field, in his own right. He's working with him, and it's just such a great dynamic. And you want to talk about great dynamics that are they're kind of like two sides of the same coin, but they're still so very polar opposite, is Riggs and Mr. Joshua. Because goddamn, I'll tell you that front yard brawl. Yeah, come on, Gary, give me a motorcycle lesson already. I'm dying here. That front yard brawl between Mr. Joshua and Martin Riggs. Damn, that was some bare knuckle friggin' kick-ass shit they had going on there. Because you felt that. You felt those impacts. It is
one of those. You want a shot at the title? You want a shot at the title, bitch?
Don't mind if I do. And they're just sitting there, and then the, friggin' fire hydrant gets broken and everything's soaking wet, and, they're choking each other. It's like, Riggs, let me take him out, Riggs. No, back off. It's like, oh, fuck, this guy's in it, man.
Well, you gotta, and again, this goes back to the entire Vietnam backstory that you never see. Is Riggs was a sniper for the CIA. He was involved in black ops shit where he was a sniper. One of my best friend's dad lost his whole unit in Vietnam, and he was a sniper. He was very much he watched all his buddies blow up in front of him. But I heard all kinds of shit growing up, especially whenever he got drunk. He would just one of the reasons why I'm not a big drinker is because I got to deal with that every other weekend. Growing up, that'll teach you. But and Mr. Joshua in this is also a CIA operative who became a mercenary. So these guys were in Air America. If any of you guys know what that is, they even made a movie out of it with Mel Gibson in it called Air America. It's got Mel Gibson and it's got Robert Downey Jr. in it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It'll explain a lot about what the hell is going on in this movie. But it was their job it was Gary Busey's people's job. It was Black Ops to get rid of all the heroin that they were paying the Chinese. They were giving all this heroin to the Chinese to get weapons and shit, to pay for all the weapons they were getting. So they have all these contacts. Well, Riggs, he was one of those guys that the CIA used too. So both of these guys are coming from the same place. So literally when Riggs is like, you want to shut up the title? Don't mind if I do.
Don't
They
mind
are
if I do.
really, I mean, these are guys
Yeah.
of most likely equal skill. And the only reason why Riggs won is because Riggs is nuts. And
yeah. And, you know, because they had that, you know, even if they never met in their previous fields, you know, and that's totally fine because we didn't need flashbacks with them. We didn't need to be debriefed on their entire history. You just take it for what it is and you just go with it. And it worked. And, you know, when you look at Mr. Joshua and Riggs, when they're just, you know, they're finally having that stare down, even if they had never met in their previous career, you know, between the two of them, when they're looking eye to eye, there's already an unspoken rivalry. And they both want that moment to say, let's find out who the best is. Let's do it. You know?
So
and it was awesome.
Jedi.
All right. Can you take him down? Gary Busey's peering a hole in my freaking soul here right now. Oh my God. But it was
first movie. God help me. It gets a 9. But it loses that 1 point for some of the edgy shit. I love the story of Briggs. I love the story of Murtaugh. I love the story of the Murtaughs, the family. How often can you say that nowadays where you're like, Loki, I love the whole family in this movie.
Yeah.
I love the kids. I love the wife. I love the cat, Burbank.
They were great. They were all great. Just don't smoke pot.
Don't smoke pot or go out with guys with dimples.
Yeah.
Probably some dumbass kid with dimples. How'd you know that, Sarge? Oh shit! I got my little girl. I thought that was brilliant. Hey, let's throw out this little innocent line like, oh, the one with the dimples. Oh, baby, you can do better than that.
Even Trish is cooking. Don't tell me you're going to leave me to sit down and enjoy the worst family Christmas dinner. You really like my wife's cooking, huh?
Brown roast-like substance. Where are your where are my shades? All right, here's the deal. I've worn the shades for like almost 2 years now because I had eye surgery. My eyes are better to the point that I don't have to wear them. It used to be staring at the screen for so long, my eyes would just be watering and then they dry out really bad. So by the time I got to the end of the show, my eyes have been watering. My eyes are all dried out. They itch. They hurt. I'm constantly messing with them while I'm on a stream. Now I don't have to do that. So, and yes, eyes can heal. I had calcium deposits on the back of my eyes from diabetes. They were going to basically blind me. And they went in and lasered them off. They went in with a lasered them off. And ever since then, my eyes have been wonky. Well, I'm to the point now where they don't bother me anymore. So I don't have to wear shades. If I want to be an edgy little bitch like Zero, I'll grab the shades and do the shapes. The only problem now is by the time I get halfway through the show, my eyes start watering with the shades because I can barely see shit. And I'm trying to be like, what the fuck did he say? Where are your shades? Okay, so I got to lean up and look if I wear the shades.
Did you?
I need to get a new pair of glasses because a new pair of real glasses. I need new
edgy
lenses.
Son of a bitch.
Edgy son of a bitch. Little edgy son of a bitch. Yes.
What do you say?
He's edgy.
Would you like a shot at the title?
Would you like a shot at the title? I got
tell
the
you,
title when I brought up the damn Yankee candle. I won the title right then.
I'm still the champ, bitch. I ain't got to show the belt.
No one knows. No one knows what the. Well, show the Yankee candle.
I don't
show
have
the Yankee candle. I don't have the Yankee candle anymore.
I don't have the Yankee. Are you kidding? I didn't even recycle the fucking jar. That went right in the trash can. That's where that went.
So for everybody that doesn't know what's going on, Zeropium got a Yankee candle from a girl he was dating. And it was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, that's for her. That's not for you.
Oh my God.
That is definitely for her. That is not for you. And yeah, so Zeropium got a Yankee candle for his birthday. After you bought her what? Like you bought her something or something. I don't remember, but it was a long fucking time ago.
her birthday. Okay, so her birthday this is a true story. True story. So for her birthday, I got her the digital deluxe.
Thanks for
version
coming, Gun
of-
Bunny.
Yeah. I know we're going a bit over, but that's okay. So I got her the digital deluxe version of The Sims 4 because that was barely a year old at the time. And I also got her a candle. But this was a special candle because inside the very wax of that candle, there was a ring. The candles came with rings in them. Yeah, candles. Anyway, there might have been a
Guys,
couple other
we
things too.
need to get together and go in on a giant Yankee candle for Zeropium. We can have it delivered outside of his house. It can be as big as a person. We'll get like a giant sized candle. We can all throw in on it. Get Zero a giant sized Yankee candle and have it delivered to his place of residence.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Bring it on.
Okay.
What kind of it's like jewelry, like a ring. A ring. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, that's what I got her. So I got a candle in return for my birthday. Anyway, all right. I don't need to rate Lethal Weapon. It's a classic. Is it a flawless film? No, but it's friggin' great. Guys, if you haven't seen it, then what the hell? Go off and watch it because Loki and I are going to keep diving into this next week. Next week, we'll do part 2, which I know is probably a lot of people's favorites. So we'll get into that.
You know, it's funny. Eris is like, who are you going to have on to be Joe Pesci? I was like, we're not. Just put Joe Pesci in there. Isn't that kind of like false advertising that you're going to have a third person in there? I said, no, it'd be me and Zero and Pesci.
Does anybody want to do Joe Pesci next week? If Eris asks, why doesn't she do Joe Pesci? All she has to do is just come out here and go, okay, whatever.
She's working her ass off. So
that's
yeah,
true.
she's usually out of the house before I ever go live. So she's out on the road doing her thing before I'm even
That's all
on
right.
a live stream in the morning. So okay, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you. We're gonna send you all over to Machines. So hang on for the teleport or whatever the hell it does. I hope it works this time. I've been trying. It apparently does not seem to work. So we'll go raid Machines. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always pick friend to enter. Don't miss YouTube talk on Wednesday. We're gonna have a fun time with that one. Take care, everybody, and have a great one. Teabag.
Long live the fighters!
Hey, fuck you in the drive-thru.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.